Hello everybody and welcome! Today on Virtual Dudes we're covering the upcoming November PlayStation VR2 games. Up first we have Metro Awakening. It's arguably the most anticipated VR release of this month, dropping on November 7th from the experienced team at Vertigo Games. Set in the gritty, post-apocalyptic world of 2028, the game follows another character in the Metro series, where you must navigate the aftermath of a nuclear catastrophe. In this installment, you play as a survivor driven by the desperate goal of finding your missing wife. Along the way, you'll have to manage your resources carefully, keeping a close eye on your health bar and ensuring that you don't waste precious ammunition. Every tunnel and dark corner harbors threats, from deadly mutants to hostile bandits, adding layers of intensity to your exploration of this toxic, desolate world. Notably, Metro VR is crafted by the developers who previously worked on earlier Metro titles, so players can expect a familiar feel with tried and true mechanics that Metro fans will recognize, promising a truly authentic experience in virtual reality. While this game doesn't use dynamic foveated rendering, which some VR fans were hoping for, Vertigo Games has shown that they can still deliver stunning visual. Their recent Arizona Sunshine remake, also without DFR, has already proven that. That said, players who are sensitive to reprojection may find the 60 FPS reprojected to 120 a bit challenging, though others may not experience any detriment to the experience. On the positive side, Metro Awakening boasts intense haptics and adaptive triggers, which are expected to add depth to the experience. The PSVR2 version is shaping up to be the definitive way to play, as it maximizes the game's sensory feedback and visual performance. I personally think Metro VR will be a fantastic title, combining rich storytelling with thrilling, action-packed shooting gameplay. Early reviews from those fortunate enough to get a sneak peek suggest it's not only immersive but also highly polished, so I'm optimistic it will live up to the expectations.
Next up, we have the Corridor VR, slated for release on November 15th. This game leans heavily into puzzle solving, immersing players in vast labyrinth of interconnected corridors, each brimming with unique challenges and puzzles. Exploration is the key, as you'll need to navigate these winding hallways and uncover secrets hidden within. One unique feature in the Corridor VR is the mirror dimension. To unlock certain pathways, you'll need to step through mirrors and solve puzzles from within an alternative reality, adding an extra layer of complexity and intrigue to the gameplay. Visually, the Corridor VR employs a polygon-based art style similar to Walkabout Minigolf, aiming for simplicity and clarity over photorealism. While the graphics may not be groundbreaking, they're designed thoughtfully by a solo developer who has balanced aesthetics with the game mechanics. Personally, I'm not particularly excited for this one, however, if the game nails the puzzle mechanics and maintains a level of engaging, it has a potential. For the right price, it could be a worthwhile addition to the VR puzzle genre, especially for fans of puzzle games and immersive exploration.
Coming November 25th, Starship Troopers Continuum drops as a VR squad-based shooter with both solo and online co-op missions. You'll face relentless alien bugs, wield over 20 weapons, and use psychic abilities to lead troopers through intense battles. According to the PlayStation Store listing, the game will support adaptive triggers and haptic feedback. Now, there's a lot I have to say about this release. For starters, it's developed by the same team behind the Hitman 3 VR port on MetaQuest, a project known as one of the biggest recent VR flops. That flop led to layoffs at XR Games, with several devs losing their jobs. So I'm honestly not too hopeful here. Originally, Continuum was supposed to launch in October, but it was delayed until November. And oddly, despite Starship Troopers being a Sony IP, it's launching on MetaQuest first on November 15th, with PSVR2 getting it 10 days later. Definitely an unusual move. Personally, I don't plan on purchasing this game, especially considering it will release with a price tag of around $20 if the price is the same as the one listed on the MetaQuest store. So I'm, to say the least, not very excited about it.
Next up is EXOcars, slated for November release, with no exact date confirmed yet. This racing game promises an exhilarating mix of high-speed action and immersive environments, taking players through a range of landscapes, from deserts and mountains to tropical paradises, each with realistic physics and track designs to capture every thrill of the race. Players can jump into single-player mode or go head-to-head with friends and rivals in real-time multiplayer, with car customization, tournaments, seasonal events and more. One feature that's especially intriguing is the game's wheel support, available right at launch. Only two PSVR2 games, Gran Turismo and Galaxy Kart, currently offer this feature, and both have been hits. So EXOcars might just add its own exciting twist and keep the racing streak alive on PSVR2. While Joyway is publishing the game, the team behind Stride Fates, which faced some optimization issues but saw improvements through patches, I'm hopeful that with those lessons learned, EXOcars will arrive polished and ready to deliver an unforgettable racing experience.
Up next, releasing November 29th, we have Deadland Polygon VR, a VR shooter that puts your reflexes and precision to the test as you battle waves of polygon-shaped zombies in intense shooting ranges. According to the PS Store description, you'll navigate firefights with zombies while avoiding civilian targets, using realistic shooting mechanics to aim, reload, and take out enemies. With multiple game modes, like Survival Focus Endless Mode and the Fast-Paced Time Mode, there's a mix of challenges designed to push your shooting skills and strategic thinking. The original PSVR1 version was pretty straightforward, an endless runner-style game where you fought various zombies. For only $5, it was fun, simple shooter, but pretty average overall. So the big question is, will Deadland Polygon VR bring a completely fresh experience, or is it essentially a port of that previous title? Both PS Store descriptions seem to highlight similar gameplay elements, so it'll be interesting to see if this release actually steps things up or stays close to the original formula.
And finally, we have Rebeloid VR, arriving on November 29th. This title brings the classic arcade-style brick-breaking genre into VR, challenging players with a fast-paced, reflex-based gameplay. While the core goal is to break bricks, Rebeloid VR throws in an interesting twist with enemies and bosses that add layers of strategy and intensity. Having bosses in Brick Breaker game adds a fresh, unexpected challenge that will likely keep players engaged beyond the standard levels. It's already available on the MetaQuest platform as a free-to-play title. Rebeloid VR has received some mixed feedback, currently holding a 4.3 star rating on the MetaQuest store. Some players appreciate the variety in enemy and boss designs as it brings a unique dynamic to the traditional gameplay loop, adding depth and surprises that break from the usual brick-breaking monotony. However, other reviews point out that the horizontal orientation of the playfield feels awkward as the players have to look down continuously, which can be uncomfortable for longer sessions. It's unclear if Rebeloid VR will be free on the PlayStation Store, though it may come with a small price tag, ideally around $5. Personally, this game doesn't catch my interest, but it could be appealing to fans of simple, fast-paced VR games that blend retro mechanics with a modern twist. For the right price, Rebeloid VR might be a worthwhile addition for anyone looking to scratch that nostalgic arcade itch in virtual reality.
Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and join our Discord down in the description. Bye bye!